How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Shadowverse Evolve video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have one of the most requested deck techs that I've gotten for the current Flame of Leviatine format, and that of course is the Fallen Angel Abysscraft control deck. I did kind of a quick once over of the deck in my 9-deck deep dive, but I figured this is one that people keep asking about so much that it deserves its own video. It's a really cool deck. It's not a budget list because it runs Dark Angel Olivia, one of my personal favorite Shadowverse cards of all time, as well as Bellringer, you know, ding dong. So I love this deck. I really think this deck is cool, and I think it's actually really good. So let's go ahead, go to the top-down view, and check out the Fallen Angel Control Abyss. All right, so our leader of choice is Urias. It doesn't matter at all. I just like Urias. He's got a nice sultry voice there. We also have our deck appropriately decked out in sleeves. So we have our Evo points here, and then we have the Evo deck all kind of like tricked out in, you know, appropriate sleeves. We'll go over all of this, you know, as we progress. And then we have the deck kind of laid out in what I'm going to call we have our followers, we have all of our angel stuff, and then we have our spells. And by angel stuff, I mean fallen angel stuff. And at this point in time, I would like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, not of this particular video, but just in general of the channel, Dragon Shield. I always sleeve up my main deck in Dragon Shield dual mats because they're the best feeling sleeves and they have that nice black inside. Just looks really incredible. I have 5% off any Dragon Shield order down below, so type in Rogue 5 at checkout, get 5% off. But let's start talking about the deck. All right, so here's all of our angel synergy stuff. We have one angel in the form of Bellringer, and then a whole bunch of fallen angels. And the fallen angels matter for the Angel of Chaos, as well as the Winged Inversion. But let's kind of go over the angels first. So, Bellringer, right? Is Bellringer angel? You know what she does. She's really great. This deck is essentially a control deck, and this is perfect in control decks, right? Gums up the board and draws a card when she dies. We are also running the one copy of the Evo version of Bellringer, just, you know, to help clear out early game aggression. So we have one copy of Bellringer, and then we are running a full playset in the main decks. I didn't mention, but I do have a full deck list in the description down below as well. Next up, we have our first Fallen Angel. This is Harbinger of Night. It's a 2-drop 2/2. You can pay 1 to Evo her, and then Fanfare, select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 1 damage. Really good at picking off 1 health units, and you do actually see those from time to time here in Shadowverse Evolve, so it's not too bad, or it can help you get that extra little point to clear off. She also has Evo. We're running a full playset of her, and we're also running the Evo version of her. Evo version is a 3/3 on Evolve, deal 1 damage to each enemy leader. So hey, in that multiplayer format, it'll deal 1 damage to everyone. But this is currently for the 1v1 format. So yeah, just deal 1 damage to each enemy leader. Pretty good. We're running 2 of the Evo version of her. And like I said, 3 of her main deck. The biggest draw is that she's a fallen angel, but she's like a fairly efficient fallen angel. We also are running the Angel of Darkness, 3-drop 3/4, and then you can activate him and put a Fallen Angel follower from your field into its owner's cemetery. Select an enemy follower in the field and deal it 4 damage. So basically, you can take any Fallen Angel follower like your Harbinger of Night or Angel of Darkness and then shoot something for 4, which is pretty good. Really good at clearing out stuff that, you know, your opponent is not attacking with that they want to like hold back. So actually pretty solid removal here. So running 3 of them. And then of course we have our big hitting Fallen Angels. We have Dark Angel Olivia, one of my favorite cards in the entire game. 5-drop 5/5. Fanfare, choose 2. You can either get an Evo point, you can heal for 3, draw a card, or each opponent discards a card. That discarding is really good because this deck, like I said, is a control deck, and we want to just take cards out of our opponent's hand. If they're running something like Discard Dragon, if they're running a bunch of like Trail of Lights, for example, well, you know, you just got to make them have it, I suppose. Anyway, really good. Really good card. There's a reason why she's worth so much money. This is going to be this and the Bellringer Angels are going to be why this deck is expensive to build. Other than that, it's not too bad, though we are running Cerberus and some other stuff too, so you'll see. But yeah, Olivia. And then of course, our big payoff. I've actually seen some versions of this deck not run this card. I like this card. I'm running it. It is a 7-drop 5/5 with Ward. And also, You can just use this ability. You don't have to activate it or anything. It just says, banish 3 Fallen Angel cards from your cemetery, select an enemy from the field, steal it, and refresh it. This ability can be activated once per turn. Stolen followers are moved to your field. When they leave the field, they are put into their owner's corresponding zone. So if they die, if they're died and put into the graveyard, they go to your opponent's graveyard. If they're bounced to the hand, they go to your opponent's hand, and so on. So I'm running 2 copies of this. I feel like this is like one of the really big payoffs of this deck, and I'm surprised that some versions don't run it. It is a 7-drop, but you know, we plan to get to the late game there. So yeah, that's our nice little tidy Fallen Angel and Angel package. I will point out this card now because it directly synergizes with all of that stuff, and that is the Winged Conversion. So it's just a 1-drop spell. It's an Angel/Fallen Angel spell. It says, choose one of the following. Discard an Angel follower, select an enemy from the field, and destroy it. Or you can discard a Fallen Angel follower, heal for 3, draw a card, which is not too bad at all. Just replaces itself and heals you for 3, and in Shadowverse, that's actually quite good. And we do have a couple Angel followers. So technically the Angel of Chaos is an Angel/Fallen Angel, so you could discard this to kill something. But you can also turn your Bellringer Angels late game into removal. So if you have them in your hand, you can, you know, use the Wing Conversion to blow something up. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, let's get on to the rest of our followers. Most of these, well, all of these are going to be controlled to some degree. The Crazed Executioner is just a really, really good discard. He's a 3-drop 3/3 with the Evo for 1. And then we are running 2 main deck, and we're running 1 of them in the Evo deck. And the Evo version is really, really strong. He's still a 3/3. On Evolve, deals 2 damage to you. And then you select an opponent, they reveal their hand, and you select a card from it, and they have to discard it. Super, super strong, being able to just pick any card from their hand, force them to discard it. So yeah, we are running the 1 of in the Evo deck, you know, not to belabor the point here, but you know, here's the Maruzensky we're about to talk about. Next up, we have Maruzensky. We're running a full playset of Maruzensky here in the main deck. She is a 3-drop 3/3. She can Evo for 1. You can race her for 1. We're not running any carrots, so we don't care about racing. And Fanfare Necro Charge 10. So if you have 10 cards in your graveyard, select an enemy follower on the field, give it -4/-4. And then when you Evo her, she becomes a 4/4. And you get to select an enemy from the field and give it -2/-2. So she is a great, like, 2 or 3 for 1 potentially. So if you play her with Necro Charge, you give something -4/-4. If it kills it, great. Then you Evo her, give something -2/-2. If it kills it, great. And then she's a 4/4, and you can attack into something else. So she can almost kill 3 things depending on the situation. Really, really strong. We're running 2 of her in the Evo, and then, like I said, 3 main deck. I think she's very, very good. Yeah, good horse girl. Next up, we have Cerberus. This is one of the staple cards for Abysscraft. We're running 2 copies of her in the main. She's a 4-drop 3/3, and you can Evo her for 2. And then on Fanfare, you get to put a Mimi or Coco token into your EX area, and Necro Charge 10, you get both of them. And the Mimi and Coco tokens are just 0-drop spells. One of them will pump an ally's attack by +2, and the other one will deal something 2 damage, a follower 2 damage. Yeah, really solid. Pump attack, deal 2 damage. Really, really good. So yeah, make sure to get your Coco and Mimi tokens. We're just running, like I said, 2 Cerberus in the main. And then when you Evo Cerberus, as you can see here, she becomes a 5/5, which is great. And then you get another Mimi and Coco token to your EX area. So you can have 4 if you have Necro Charge 10, or 3 if you don't when you Evo. Just running a 1 of here in the Evo deck, but 2 here. We're also running Soul Dealer, another really, really powerful Abyss card, running 3 of him. He is a 6/5 for 4, very strong, with Evo for 2 and Ward. Fanfare, deal 3 damage to your leader. And then when you evolve him, he becomes a 7/6 with Ward. And then you select an enemy fall on the field, destroy it, and heal for X, where X equals the selected follower's attack. Really, really good. Blow something up, and heal for a bunch of damage. Yeah, very strong. So running a full playset of him in the main deck. And then we're running 2 in the Evo deck. And then we have, we'll go over Alice here real quick. So Alice is one of the new cards from Flame of Levitine. Really strong. She's a 6-drop 6/6 with Rush. Really good. And Strike. each opponent discards a card. So you play her, kill something, and force your opponent to discard a card. And when she dies, you banish the top 10 cards of your deck, put this follower into its owner's field, then discard a card. So she just keeps coming back over and over and over again, unless your opponent banishes her. I have seen some lists run 3 of her. I'm only running 2. I feel like you only really need 1, and once you get 1, she just keeps coming back over and over again. So yeah, we're running 2 of her. And then finally, we have the card that helps us close out the game. We have Azazel. 7-drop, 6/6 Necro Charge 10, costs 3 less to play. So he only costs 4 to play if you have Necro Charge 10. You can Evo him for 1. You definitely want to do that. And he has Bane. And then also Fanfare, each opponent discards a random card. So between Azazel, we have Dark Alice, we have Crazed Executioner, as well as our Dark Angel Olivia. We have a ton of ways to force our opponent to discard cards. And just ripping cards out of their hand is so, so strong. And then once you evolve Azazel, he still has Bane. He becomes a 7/7, and it says change each enemy's leader's health to 10. So this is a way you can just close out the game and kill our opponent. If we have some big stuff on the field already, you know, all we need is just Angel of Chaos stealing one of our opponent's like 5/5s, right? Change their health to 10, kill them. So yeah, Azazel is really good. Great way to close out the game. Yeah, really, really solid. And then to round out the rest of our deck, we have our spells. So we have Soul Conversion, a must-have for Abysscraft. I run 3 copies of this in every single Abysscraft deck I make. 1-drop, quick, select a follow in your field, destroy it, and gain 2 or draw 2 cards. Really, really solid. And then we have our suite of 6 removal cards. They're similar, but do different things. So here's Undying Resentment. It's a quick spell. Select a follower on the field, deal 3 damage, and put the top card of your deck in your cemetery. Helps with fuel that Necro Charge. And then we have Surefire Bullet. This is a card that puts in almost every deck. 2-drop, select an enemy from the field, deal 3 damage. If it's evolved, deal 4 instead. So 2 for 4 damage at quick speed. Really good. I didn't mention, but this is also quick. And then finally, to round it out, we have Execution. 4-drop, select an enemy card on the field and destroy it at quick speed. So just a nice little catch-all. We are a control deck, and we want to make sure we can go into the late game. And so if your opponent is doing Leonidas stuff, you can blow up the Leonidas stuff or whatever else they have going on. So this deck is a lot of fun, you know? It's really resilient. We have ways to gain life. We have ways to just rip cards out of our opponent's hand, ways to kill stuff on the field, and you just get to play with awesome Dark Angel cards like Olivia and the new crazy Angel of Chaos and just stealing your opponent's stuff. Who doesn't love getting their stuff stolen by your nasty little angel deck? So yeah, that's gonna be the deck tech for today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. How have you been playing this deck? What do you think of this? Would you like to see this in some gameplay videos? Spoilers, I will likely be playing this in some gameplay videos. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.